welcome back to my channel. So I literally was just sitting here painting my nails, scrolling through Facebook when I saw Joe Biden's letter addressing that he is stepping down. He is stepping out of the race. Now, you guys know I don't really cover politics here. It's just not what I do on my channel. But this is really important, and this is really, really big. Some may feel like about time, and some may fear of the unknown of what's to come after he steps down. Some people may think that it's a good thing. Some people may think it's a bad idea. So I'm going to read an article here from USA Today. Give me one second here. All right, and then I'm going to read the letter, because I actually saw the letter on my timeline on Facebook, and I was just like, wow. So it says here, President Joe Biden said Sunday he's ending his bid for re-election amid intense pressure from the Democrats, sounding the alarm that his path to beat former President Donald Trump in November has vanished. The president's historic withdrawal throws the 2024 race, already roiled by a shocking attempt on Trump's life, into uncertain territory, which is really scary. With Vice President Kamala Harris seen as the Democrat best placed to take Biden's place atop the party's ticket. Biden made the announcement from his home in Delaware, where he self-isolated after testing positive for COVID. And let's see, he extended gratitude to Harris for being an extraordinary partner on Sunday, and said he's offering my full support and endorsement for Kamala to be the nominee of our party this year. The president said he would speak to the nation later this week to provide more detail about his decision. It says it marks an extraordinary turn for Biden, who for 3 weeks remained defiant in the face of growing calls from Democratic lawmakers that he withdraw after a disastrous June 27 debate with Trump raised scrutiny over the president's mental fitness. Now, I did not watch the whole thing, but I did watch bits and pieces of it, and it was a little unsettling to see how frail he was, how, I guess, disastrous it was that it's like he couldn't even, he was there, but he wasn't there, you know. And like a couple of years ago, if you watch videos of him talking, he was like firing back, you know, quick. Like, it was not, it's incredible how a few years, I would say probably even 3 years ago, how he was so different from where he is now, whether it's of old age, whether it's something going on mentally, something going on physically with his health. Maybe he's, who knows, you know, he may be declining, he may not be able to, you know, articulate himself the way he did 3 years ago. But that debate rose concern, I'm assuming, to the entire country when they saw it. It says Biden's exit came after he received bleak warnings from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Democratic House Leader Hakeem Jeffries that his candidacy could lead to massive losses for Democrats in the Senate and the House. More than 30 congressional Democrats called for Biden to bow out, and former President Barack Obama reportedly relayed similar fears to Democratic allies about Biden's prospects of beating Trump. Democratic donors from Hollywood to Wall Street also came out against Biden continuing his re-election bid. It says the decision upends the 2024 election less than 110 days before the election day, with Democratic National Committee members now tasked with choosing an alternative nominee to take on Trump, whose polling lead has swelled with Democrats have fought internally. With Biden's endorsement, Harris is the clear frontrunner to replace Biden as the Democratic nominee, but the party's bench of Democratic governors could also be in the mix, including Gretchen Whitmer, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, of Michigan, Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania, and Gavin Newsom of California. Biden becomes the first incumbent president not to seek re-election since Lyndon Johnson, who in 1968, amid national unrest and turmoil within the Democratic Party over the Vietnam War, stunned the nation with his decision not to seek a second full term. Let's see. And it goes on to say he's 81. He has battled Americans concerned over his age since he took office, but it turned into panic for Democrats after last month's first debate with Trump. Biden's voice sounded faint. He struggled to complete sentences and finish thoughts, and he failed to refute many of Trump's claims on the debate stage, which is definitely not a good look for him. Biden's campaign was in a free fall over the past few weeks, with his future in doubt. Instead of focusing solely on Trump, Democrats spent as much time and energy debating whether Biden could even defeat his predecessor. First Lady Jill Biden on Sunday reposted the president's message with her heart emojis. And it goes on to say a few other things there. But this is what he said in his letter. My fellow Americans, over the past 3.5 years, we have made great progress as a nation. Today, America has the strongest economy in the world. We've made historic investments in rebuilding our nation, in lowering prescription drug costs for seniors, and in expanding affordable health care to a record number of Americans. We've provided critically needed care to 1 million veterans exposed to toxic substances, passed the first gun safety law in 30 years, appointed the first African American woman to the Supreme Court, and passed the most significant climate legislation in the history of the world. America has never been better positioned to lead than we are today. I know none of this could have been done without you, the American people. Together we overcame a once-in-a-century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. We've protected and preserved our democracy, and we've revitalized and strengthened our alliances around the world. It's been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president, and while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about my decision. For now, let me express my deepest gratitude to all those who have worked so hard to see me reelected. I want to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all of this work. And let me express my heartfelt appreciation to the American people for the faith and trust you have placed in me. I believe today what I will always have, that there is nothing America can't do when we do it together. We just have to remember we are the United States of America. Joe Biden. You know, like I said, it's one of those things where it doesn't sadden me to see him step down. What makes me a bit sad about the situation is that this man was really trying to hold on. He was really trying to hold on. He is clearly not in the position to run this country as president. That's based off of what we've seen. He is not the same person he was when he first stepped in. You know, a couple of years back, he was very strong-willed, very firing back with, you know, responses and things like that. And in this past debate, he couldn't get himself together. He couldn't finish thoughts. He couldn't debate back and forth. It wasn't really, I don't even know if you can call that a debate, because a debate is going back and forth and, you know, firing back at different things and answering questions and all this other stuff. And although he was still very much willing to stand strong in his position as the president, I just feel like this was an 81-year-old man who wanted to really fight hard to continue the race of being the president of the United States. Some may feel upset about the situation and scared, and some may feel like, you know what, good riddance. You know, it's kind of sad because you see the decline. You see that this man something's not right. I don't think I've ever seen a president who you can clearly see has been on the decline, be it physically, mentally. In my personal opinion, I do feel like something's going on health-wise. If you can't finish sentences, if you can't, you know, speak properly, if you're, you know, jumbling your words. It's concerning. It's concerning because we want someone to run this country who can make us feel comfortable, who can make us feel safe, who can make us feel like they are worth being in that position. And not saying that he wasn't worth it, but he's clearly not in position to run it based on what we have all seen. And I am pretty sure that the entire country has seen what we saw. You know, and as far as what's to come after this, that's going to be very, very interesting. And it's also concerning because as he is making this announcement that he is stepping down, some people may be like, yes, Trump is in the running, but there are also other people who may kind of come in and take his place. Not only just Kamala Harris, because she is the vice president, but like the article said, there are other factors. And, you know, whether somebody's just gonna finish it just to kind of get this race over with, or whether they're going to continue, or whether they're going to just nominate a whole new person to be president once this election time comes around in a couple of months. That's going to be very, very interesting because there's a lot of things that this country needs, a lot of things that this country lacks. You know, you've got people, the right and the left, wanting different things. You know, and at the end of the day, we want someone who can run this country and run it right. Someone who makes us feel safe as a country. Someone who doesn't make us feel like we are doing the wrong thing with resources, with finances, with the economy, with healthcare. All of these things that are very, very important for us in our daily lives. We're hoping that the next person that steps up in his place, whoever that may be, can do right by this country. It's time. It's definitely time. But it's just sad because I see someone who's really just trying to hold on to his job. I feel like, you know, sometimes you see when, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like sometimes when older people retire, they can't really stay still. So they want to hold on to living by getting a part-time job, or by moving around, or by still staying active, because they feel like if they're not doing something, or if they're not doing what they love, or if they're not doing any more of what their job used to be, that maybe they feel like their position in this world, or their position in this life has kind of declined, or maybe they don't matter, or, you know, whatever the case may be. I see somebody who's really he was really trying to hold on. He really, really was. And despite, like, I'm wondering if he kind of sat back and watched that debate and thought to himself, man, like, that was bad. That was really bad. I could have done better. The fact that you've got your whole party telling you, look, you've got no chance anymore at this point to beating Trump, it says a lot. People are concerned. I'm wondering what his wife is thinking. Does Miss Jill feel the way that the people are feeling? Does she see what we see? Did you see your husband up there not finishing sentences and tripping over his words and seeming like he's on the decline? Like, did you see what we saw? And what are you telling your husband? Are you encouraging him to continue to run? Of course you would, because that's your husband and you want to stand beside him. You're the first lady. But on the other hand, are you also looking out for his best interest? Would his best interest be to step down as president? I don't know. It's going to get very, very interesting going forward. But anyway, leave your comments down below. Give me your thoughts. Let me know if you are for or against him stepping down. Do you think that this is a good idea at this point? Who do you think is going to step in? What do you think is going to happen going forward? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. Hit like, share, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you guys can get notified whenever I pop up on your feed. I'll see you guys later. Toodles!